Mm. Baby, you were looking delicioso. Look at you. Ew, man, don't come on here talking smack. I'm just going to tell you guys right now. It's Rodney Hood to the back. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now. All you guys are about to come on here talking smack, talking that yip, yap, yip, talking that Cleveland diss. Cleveland ain't no good. Cleveland's done. What up? Somebody just joined. What's happening? Talking that Cleveland ain't got no defense. Talking about LeBron James ain't going to do this. LeBron James ain't going to do that. He scored the first 13 points, didn't he? Something like that. They went up like 13-0. Listen, man. If y'all don't want to believe the NBA is fixed, I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, when they tell LeBron to go, that man goes, and it's when I got some lotion up here. He goes, and it's over with. It's over. He was saying, I was listening to this interview. He was saying what they got to do. It was a pre-game interview, and he was saying they can't get off to a slow start. And he says he got to take over the game. This is all the stuff that Ty Lue was talking about. Ty Lue was like, you got to get in there and take over the game. And people try to make a big deal out of him saying, out of Ty Lue saying, you can't take over. Who won the game? Who won the game? Who won the game? Wait a minute, let me look because I don't know who won the game. Let me make sure. Oh, it was Cavs 90 and Pacers 80. I believe Cavs won the game. Let me look at it again. Yup, Cavs won the game. Oh, it ain't over? All right, let's see. How much time is left in the all right. I hear you with the it ain't over. Okay, it's still fourth quarter. And what is it still fourth quarter? No, these is Oladipo. Nope, we not going there, brother. All right, well, since it ain't over. Cleveland versus Pacers game 2 before I even look at what Sanchez is about to say, because I know it's just about to be crazy. Fourth quarter, 6 minutes left in the game. Okay, well, I guess it ain't over, but it's going on right now. Why I got to be a fool? Look, man, who's going to win the game? Who's going to win the game? 30 seconds left. What's the score? No. Just call me a fool. You the one that told me to go live. I know the game was close to being over. I know that they were down by 10. So to me, that's pretty much it. No, I'm eating my pizza that you gonna buy for me, buddy. It's over. Okay, that's over. Cleveland still wins. Pacers lose. It's over. What do you want to parade about? Game's over. Pacers lose by 4. I didn't say what the score was in the doggone. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. I told you that they were going to win today. I don't care if they won by a half a point. The point is, I told you that they were going to win. All right, regardless of how they look, how terrible they look, what LeBron James did or didn't do, it's Kyle Horford from the outside. You know, I mean, Oladipo, you know, all of that's just hype to me. Oh, you are something else. I tell you what, though, the Spurs lost, so that should make you happy. You don't know me a pizza yet, but the Spurs are going to win again. You said the Spurs won't win at all. I don't know. Okay, fine, Sanchez, calm down. Sanchez, I don't take this to heart like you do. You take this to, you have a thing about this. I don't care about these games because I know better. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, girl. Oh, anyway, yeah, I don't care about these games. But anyways, so LeBron James comes out hot just like he's supposed to. And, you know, he turns up just like he's supposed to. They finally let him go. Why do they make you cry? I'm going to cry to make me look stupid. I'm passionate. You're too passionate about the games. They don't pay you nothing. They don't help your life. Oh, that's right. You're a Pacers fan. Well, sorry about your luck. You're not going to win the series. But, well, you know what? Here's how I feel about that. Good for you. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can see why now. Because Pacers are nervous. I mean, you know, the Cavs are nervous. You know, they're not dominating the Pacers. Meet my pizza, bro. Because you're going to owe me a pizza as soon as the Pacers win one. Here's a prediction for you. Pacers win one tomorrow. When do they play? Pacers win tomorrow by 5. There's my prediction. No. Yeah, Pacers win by 5 next game. Spurs win by 4 next game. Game 3, Spurs win by 4. Yep. Game 3, Spurs win by 4. Pacers win the next one on Friday. So there's some predictions for you. All right. Damn. From what? Cancer? Yeah, they're going to win. They're not going to go all the way, but they're going to win. I mean, damn. You know what? I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's going to play right into their hand. That's going to play right into their hands. Y'all know how emotions in sports go. That's going to play right into their hands. Well, that's sad. How did his wife die? Cancer or something? I kind of like Pop. I kind of like Popovich because he was talking about, they was interviewing him and asked him, oh, probably cancer. They was asking him about, is his job hard? And Popovich said, you know, I have the easiest job that there is. He's like, they charter me a plane. You know, I get on a plane. I don't pay for it. I go to a 4 Seasons hotel. I don't pay for the room. They bring me breakfast. I eat it. You know, and I get a front row seat to an NBA basketball game, playoffs. He's like, I have the best job that there is. He's cynical as heck, but he's right. He's like, well, why would you guys say that, you know, this job is the hardest job? It's not the hardest job. You know what I'm saying? And I feel him on that. He makes millions of dollars doing, you know, telling guys what to do who don't listen to him. You know, he is a glorified babysitter, just like all basketball and football coaches are, except for Belichick. I think the Cavs will split in Indiana. Okay, that's where the next game is. See, I don't know where they're playing. I think they were playing in Cleveland tonight, though. But I don't usually follow where they're playing. All right, that sounds fair. Yeah, I'll eat that. I can see a 2-2. You know what I'm saying? But I can't see the Spurs losing, straight like you said. Now, of course, things change because of the emotions of the wife dying. Kevin Love may have broke his thumb. Really? He'll play with it, though. Cavs won by 3. I know. It wasn't much. It wasn't much, but it was still a W. Hell, the way some of you guys predict the outcome of the finals, it's not like you're saying the Cavs are going to blow anybody away. Let me take another look, gander at some of these predictions that you guys have laid out and how you're saying that. All right, because a lot of these they're not by wide margins, I think the widest margin might be, look, there's the 5. The widest margin I have on here is 15 points. I mean, you got 99 to 103, 120 to 132. That's 12 points, but still, I just don't. I and everybody else, you'll be changing my pick to Houston in 6. Really? Make that change? No, we don't do that. We don't make the change deep into the playoffs, brother. That's not part of the deal. So you can forget that. You wrote down what you wrote down. I have what you have, bro. You're going to be the first one talking about calling a lawyer if you fool around and win, and then you want to change back. I don't care. I set the rules because I'm the one giving away the money. This is my show. That's how this goes. Okay, see this face right here? I kind of run this little area of YouTube where I only have 1,400 people who pay me any attention. So I'm kind of running this over here. Yeah, still the fact that you said it kind of woke me up, and made me think, it made me think, though. Because you said that, made me put a cap on how much I want to give away. So I will never give away over $100. Never. I'm not. It's just not going to happen. I don't care how big this channel gets. Now, what I would do is I would give away an item worth over $100. So I would never give away a gift card of $100. I would give away an item over $100. So just let that be known. You know what I'm saying? But it made me think. And I just like, okay, regardless of whether you're having a bad day or not, I like to give back. And my channel isn't growing that fast anymore. Sure. Hell no. Why would I wouldn't even wear a Rolex. Anyway, so my channel is slowing down, but nonetheless, I think just going to be growth spurts. But so let me know, what did you guys think about LeBron? Do you think he's back? Do you think he's still lacking in his, he's lacking? You guys think that the players around him, do you think they were more alive, more vibrant? They were more in tune, because they have this whole shtick that these players are not in tune with LeBron, including Ty Lue. They're making it seem like LeBron's out there by himself. And I'm just like, he's the best player that ever existed. Okay, fine. We'll give you that. But nonetheless, if those other guys don't perform, you're going to go right back into the early years of LeBron where he would wouldn't even make it to a playoff and or make it to a playoff and just fall apart. So I don't have the stats. I could bring up some stats, I guess, but you guys know I just don't get that deep into it. I just think it's fixed, and I do enjoy when I call a game and then it comes out right. So I do enjoy that, but I don't enjoy like teasing you guys. Like I don't want to tease you guys about it because some of you really are deep into the game, and for those guys, I'm like, that's what I'm always saying. Don't take the game so seriously. It's fixed. If they lose, don't sit up there and go sell your house or something and do something that's permanently damaging to you. Go tip over cars and get into bar fights and get arrested. If a team doesn't win, it's a good chance it just wasn't meant for them to win, not because of the talent. It's simply because there are hands deep, deep, deep into all of these games because of the mass revenue that they have. And they've even taken on more now. I mean, now we're hearing astronomical numbers that are just, it's just ridiculous. I think LeBron made $33 million. LeBron made $33 million this year. 1 year. Just in basketball. It's just in basketball. That's not including everything else he made. Because he's up in the 60s and stuff like that for what he made outside of basketball. But $33 million, this is what we're paying a guy to put a ball in the hoop. You guys, I will never, ever, ever, ever be on board with that. Like, I've struggled on too many jobs. And no, I'm not hating. I just don't get it. I get the rhythm of it. I get how it's happening. I understand why it's happening. But I can't see myself being a part of that system. So that's where I stand. I stand completely on the outside. But nonetheless, I will be listening to First Take and Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp on Undisputed. I don't listen to First Take too much. But Undisputed, I will be listening to because, they have all the stats. That's their job. That's their profession. And I will be giving you guys, and I'll probably just make a regular video about that, because I don't like my ad revenues have just taken a dive because I've been going live instead of just making videos. And so I'm not making any, ad revenue off of going live. I would in a super chat, but nobody's using it. And that's fine. But so if you see 2 videos, one live because I like to respond to you guys in live. And another one, I'll probably say the same thing in just a regular video. Just ignore that other video. That's for the people who come along later and for my ad revenues because it's taken a serious dive being that I've been going live. So just wanted to put that out there to you guys. I'm not trying to irritate anyone, but it's just the way I'm going to have to set everything up until my super chat starts, making the ad revenue that I was making on just regular videos. I don't mind going live with you guys because you guys ask me to do it all the time. And to me, it's flattering. You guys want to chew the cud about the game. Yeah, there that is. I got a question. How early can somebody be drafted? What age? What age can somebody be drafted? And what age can a college, okay, so what age can a college recruit you or try to recruit you? You know what I'm saying? Colleges were looking at me when I was in the 11th grade. I was in the, okay, you can be recruited. Hey, what's up, Jay? You can be recruited at 18. Okay. So a professional basketball team can't send a sponsor to your house if you're 17, is what you're saying. Because there are people who graduate at 17. Now, wasn't LeBron, didn't he enter in the NBA at 17? Because, listen, we all know that LeBron was being talked to long before the age of 18. He was in high school driving a Hummer. Okay? He was poor. His family was poor. I told you, my family went to school with this man. He's poor. Like, no. Okay, this dude had no money, but they saw how phenomenal he was, and they were paying him. Okay, he was getting money from the NBA before he even went into the NBA. All right, which is illegal. But nonetheless, everybody in town knew what was going on. That was before he was 18. That's why I'm asking legally, so I guess it's 18. Well, thanks, Apple dude. I appreciate it. I really do. So, and when I'm looking at Garnett and Bryant, I think all of those players, before they got into the NBA, of course, there was some conversations that happened, but I think they were sought out like at maybe 15 and 16 years old. I don't think that they turned 18 and then all of a sudden, recruiters start talking to them. So that's what I'm kind of wondering is, when can a recruiter go to somebody's mom, whether it's college or whether it's professional basketball, especially professional, and say, your kid is like this Zion Williams. Zion Williams is looking to go into the NBA. We think he's going to go into the NBA. We just do. I think it'd be a waste for him to go to college right now. I just think he should do a Shaquille O'Neal, play in the NBA, get his 10, 15 years in, however, come out, go to school online or regular school, boom, keep rocking that way and, get your money and keep going. That's what I think. So I don't know the rules like you guys do. I'm just not into it like that. But it's a conversation piece because, one, just the law itself. I'm interested in the law of things. And being that we're talking about basketball, I'm really interested in contractual. ESPN says he's not ready a while back. Says Zion wasn't ready. Okay, but ESPN is looking at him. You know what I'm saying? ESPN is looking at him. Nonetheless, so I'm curious about that. I'm not sure who that was directed at. Is that directed at me, Silent? Because if it is, you don't have to be here. Oh, me. Oh, well, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for that. Let me go ahead and do this. And your mom, no, I'm not even going to do that. Just goodbye. I'm not even going to do it to her. Yeah. I'm not even going to go there. You guys, I'm trying to be nicer to idiots. And I'm trying to set a good example to people who come on here and just don't like what I'm saying. It's like, why waste your time to be on here? Why? I know this is what I mean. You guys are passionate about the games. I have nothing to do with who won that game. I wish I did so I can get paid for it. I'm sitting at home sipping soda and eating pizza. Why go in on me? I don't know. Somebody get that guy a hug. Anyways, okay, so ESPN says Zion is not ready. All right. I mean, he is a kid. Truthfully, I don't think you should be able to go into the NBA until you're 21. Just the reason why people are having so many financial troubles. And then the NBA has this program where when you go into the NBA, you talk to a financial advisor or whatever, and you have the option of putting it was 30%, but it's a particular amount of your money from your contract goes into this, into the bank and yada, 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 and sits there. But the thing is, it's not mandatory. And it's also not public. So not everybody knows who actually takes advantage of it. But nonetheless, you have a lot of players who are broke as hell shortly after they, get out of the NBA. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, so just some things I'll talk about. You did. Look at Lester. Lester, everyone. Lester gets the slow clap. Lester, let me ask you something, my brother from another mother. Do you think the NBA is fixed? Be honest. Because we got some people on here who don't think the NBA is fixed. Did you think the Pacers were going to win? See, you don't think the NBA is fixed. Okay. Okay. Who did you think was going to win the game tonight? Anthony James, boo. No, we do not boo people for their opinion. But I do think it's influenced. Influenced by what? What are the outliers that influence the game? Influenced by what? Like who's influencing in the game? Because that's a detail. By the refs. But who's influenced? Well, okay. The refs are supposed to be neutral. So if anything, it's not the refs who are actually in the. All right, so okay, I understand the refs are influencing the game, but it's the why. It's the caveat. It's the why would the ref influence a game? Betting purposes. Some of you would say that. Isn't that what Doherty said? He was a ref. He was like, yeah, we influenced the game for cheating, for betting purposes. But the thing about it is, I don't think he was. Trash ball, throw the coach and lands to the floor. For gambling. Okay, so you're on the channel of gambling. What happened? Who threw him on it? LeBron threw Ty Lue on the floor? That Lance is getting on LeBron's nerves. But okay, so do you think do you think there's any other influences? Do you think Vegas Lance was because it wasn't a foul? Yeah, okay. Lance is crazy. So do you think there are any other influences besides the refs? You think somebody's controlling the refs? See, because when somebody says they don't believe that the NBA is fixed, I like to direct them to some of the YouTube researches that have been done on the NBA and the NFL and FIFA and all those guys that clearly show not only that they're being trifled with and they're being manipulative and they're being manipulated by people, but what they're being manipulated for. Zach Collins from the Trailblazers is my cousin. Get down! You getting any money for that? It's not rigged. I figured that you're here for a reason. You did read the title of the. You read the title, right? The NBA is fixed. Trash Braun? You mean LeBron? Somebody just wrote me something, and I'm not going to read it out loud. Looks kind of crazy. But anyway, so I'm just, you don't like LeBron James. All right, well, don't know what to tell you. Man's got a fine wife, though. Oh, my goodness. I don't think the players are allowed to speak on that. Or allowed to speak on what? LeBron is speaking on everything. KD is, you're fired. You are fired. KD is, you wouldn't be saying that if KD was playing for OKC. You didn't say that when he was playing for OKC. That never came out of your mouth when KD was playing for OKC. All of a sudden, now he goes to the best team in history, and you're fired. I'm about to give you a Donald Trump. You're fired. No, you didn't. That isn't what you watched. You watched LeBron's team fall apart, and you watched the best backcourt shooting team in history blaze up the doggone field goal. Is what you watched. So what made you think sports are rigged? Well, I'm not going to go through the history again of why being out here new here, I will. I'll do this briefly. A lot of guys who are already here know how I got into this. I used to play sports for one. I didn't go professional. I wasn't that good and wasn't interested in going professional. I was a football player. So I stopped at high school. So I did play sports. I also ran track. Went out for baseball too. Sucked at it. Basketball, sucked at that too. But I was a fast swimmer. I could swim. The 50 in like 25 seconds. So I was pretty decent at swimming, but I hated the swim practice. So it wasn't for me. Any hoozle. I stopped watching basketball when I noticed that the game series. Yeah, me too. I didn't like it either. I stopped watching. All of them are rigged. I stopped watching basketball because I used to play. I played in middle school, played in high school, but I stopped watching it when I noticed all the series to Game 7. They would all go to Game 7, and I was just like, "This is rigged." And it's rigged for money. And then one time it didn't go to Game 7. I was surprised. But when Shaq played for Magic, kind of at the beginning of his career, I was like, I'm not watching this anymore. I think it's all rigged. Anyway, so my neighbor, last year 2 years ago, was looking at the game, Cleveland, and they were getting ready to go into the finals. And I was telling him, listen, I think the whole thing is rigged. He said it isn't. Then I started watching it, and not an interview, but one of the commentators looked at the game against the Raptors in Cleveland. I'm speeding through this. And it was when Cleveland had beat the Raptors in 2016 and went to the finals. And they said at that game, the Raptors missed 12 foul shots in a row. They did not want and then the announcer said NBA did not want the Raptors to go to the finals. So it was like it wasn't an announcer. It was some kind of YouTube show, but it was, they were more entrenched in it. They were like some official people who said that. And when I watched that, I was like, refs cheat right from the start, Tom. I believe you. Wilson was cracking. So when I saw that, I made a video immediately. It was before the finals even started in 2016. I'll read that in a second. And what up, Biggs? I'll read that in a second. And I made a video and I said, LeBron will win 2016 finals in Game 7. And that's exactly what happened. All this hoopla about them going down 3-1 and then coming back. And it was the greatest comeback ever. I was like, it's all a show. And then the day of the finals, I was like, I made several videos all the way up into that. Day of the finals, I said, he's going to lose next year. That's exactly what happened. And now I'm saying he's going to win the finals this year. So if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm not, I'm not. So far, I'm 2-0 as far as the NBA is concerned. I'm 1-1 as far as the NFL is concerned. I'm 0-1 for the pennant in baseball because I really don't watch baseball. Somebody just asked me to throw something out there. Women's basketball, I'm also 0-1 because who watches women's basketball? I don't watch it. Anyways, so listen, I also started doing a little research and I started noticing like really in-depth videos about the NBA being fixed. And then I started noticing trends, and that's how I was able to make my prediction because I don't just, especially in football, when I watch football and I don't watch the whole games, I just watch the previews, I kind of look at the pattern and then predict what's going to happen. So I'm usually right. The best in the world. Yeah. Look. When I look at LeBron James, and plus Oladipo, okay, real. We'll see. Oh, I don't know if I deleted that. All the chatter and Bron standing, and Bron standing can sustain them long enough to make it out of the round. The Pacers are too good, and the rest of the Cavs suck that bad, potentially minus Love. Nobody's arguing with you there, but you let me hold on. Game winner free throw. Let me tell you what you just said. LB. Okay, Williams. Let me tell you what you just said, Ben. You just explained the show in that comment, in that dissertation you just laid down. You just explained this channel when it comes to the NBA. That's what you just did. Because the Cavs aren't good enough to win it all. Their team is too weak. Exactly. That's the whole point. We all know the Cavs probably shouldn't be in the doggone playoffs, truthfully. But when you look at how weak the East is, it's almost no surprise there because the East, they're just weak. That's it. And then you pick 8 teams out of each conference. It's just like there's only like 16 teams. I mean, come on. It is what it is. But nonetheless, so they're in the finals again. How many times straight have they been, not in the finals, but in the playoffs again? How many times have they been in the playoffs straight? I think LeBron has been in the playoffs more than anybody else in history. So when you look at the team that LeBron really doesn't have, I mean, really, if LeBron went to the Sixers, the best teams are just exactly. But if LeBron went to the Sixers, you could wrap it up. I think they would beat everybody except Golden State. But with a hurt Curry, they'll beat Golden State. Nonetheless, we know LeBron's team sucks. They know that they suck. Look how many people were in and out of that. It's like a train station. That whole organization is the most discombobulated. Look, I'd rather watch the freaking Lakers. You know, they're going to lose, but they're going to lose with the same guys. But LeBron James, I don't know who plays for him now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Crowder is going to play for him next week. I don't know if Isaiah Thomas is going to come back. I don't know how long that Kevin Love is going to be healthy. He just hurt his thumb. I don't know Kyle Orford. I've never heard of this guy. You know what I'm saying? I think T. Lue is going to put on a jersey and get out there. You just never know who's going to play. I think his kid is going to start playing point guard pretty soon. I mean, it's just that raggedy. But nonetheless, if they're going this far with a raggedy, discombobulated team that doesn't play with them the whole year. They're going this far. And listen, I'm trying to tell you now, I think they're going to go right to the finals and win. And when they do, I'll read those in a minute. And when they do, real, then what? Is the NBA or is it not fixed? I mean, if it isn't obvious, like LeBron said in 2016 that he was going to like the results of the last game. I knew right there. I made a video as soon as I heard that. I'm like, he's telling you he's going to win the last game. All that crying, that was all fake. It's all fake. The best thing, I mean, come on. Bruh, too many times. Whoever wins, it will be a ritual events facts. Okay. Freemason. Okay. They aren't good enough to win, but they're going to win. It doesn't. Thank you, Abdul. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Indiana is a major Scottish right city. Okay. That's right. Anthony James. If KD got to Washington, Washington will be the best in the East. Why would Washington be the best in the East? Just if KD got there. Where's Washington now? What's their record? I mean, what's their record? What's their record? Scottish Rite City. I don't know what Scottish Rite means. Abdul the Cavs will lose. Super duper fixed all day. No team this bad has ever won. I watched a ton of it. No team. No team. LeBron is all ready to go, but LeBron is not. Listen, I keep boiling it down to rings and money. They're using LeBron, and he knows it. He knows he's being used, but they're using him to chase this arbitrary object, this phantom object that says that I'm better than you are, when these objects are absolutely nothing when you really look at the whole thing. This big old trophy you got sitting in your house doesn't mean jack squat because it's a lie the way you got it. Listen, LeBron James probably arguably is the best player ever. The man is 6'9", he's 250. He's huge. Okay, he's just a freaking tank. There's no doubt about but those are facts. Really speak on things. Facts are good. Okay, so let me answer you real quick, Iceberg, and I'm gonna go ahead and allow that comment to come through. You're not messing my head up with the Freemason stuff, because that's your opinion, and I don't mind you voicing your opinion, and it's a good chance that it is fact. See, I don't get into a lot of the Freemasonry stuff, simply because I don't have the time to really get that deep into it. Yeah, don't be surprised when Cleveland wins. This is true. Well, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, it is fact. I cleaned that up. It is facts. But nonetheless, it's not something I care to go ahead and really? Pacers in 4? Okay. It's not something that I care to go ahead and delve into unless I really had to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something. If I really got into some Freemasonry stuff, I would have to. I mean, I would probably be sitting up here with a chalkboard going, this happened this, and this time, this happened this time. These people are connected here. That's just a whole lot that's too much work for YouTube. So, yeah, and the fact that other people bring up those issues and those facts and stuff like that, I likes that, because now everybody can see that, and you can give them that information. You can leave a link to you found this information so people can go ahead and look it up. Well, a lot of people did that. I mean, I'm saying, it doesn't bother me you talking about Bilderberg and all those 7 families and all, man, post it. Leave a link. Tell people where to go and look at that stuff. Direct them to your channel. I'm okay with that. I'm not making money off of this. This is just so people can understand my point of view when it comes to sports and why I don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? That's all that this is. This is all fun to me. This is all fun to me, 100%. So, if you want to go ahead and post some stuff that'll make people wake up, but go ahead and post it. That's what we're all here for. You got believers who think that it's not fixed. You got believers who think that it's fixed, and they're all on this one channel. You know what I'm saying? Or they're all gravitating to coming here and sharing information. I think that's a beautiful thing. I really think it is. The Pacers, Oladipo, Cinderella story narrative would be more profitable for them to set up. No, it would not. Indiana is a sports city, absolutely, with a lot of money moving through it. No doubt, but that wouldn't be the Cinderella story. To me, that's more profitable. If I was going to go with the Cinderella story, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and show that comment. I think there's one super team that if I was gonna go with a Cinderella story, it definitely wouldn't be the Pacers. It would go. It would be the team that nobody saw a year or two ago, and that is the 76ers. You know what I'm saying? It's 13 families that control Freemasonry. Okay, yeah. You think of the finals, Pelicans and the 76ers, it would draw more views than the Cavs and the Rockets? Oh, absolutely not. Look, it's all about money. Ain't a dang thing funny. Got to have a con in this land of milk and honey, and that's the con. That is a huge con. The NBA is a huge, huge, huge con. Okay, and now that ad revenues, that's cool. So, for a second. Yeah, I figure you guys are going to go at it. So that's why I allowed those comments. If you don't know, it on the chat, sometimes it'll show up. It'll say, do you want to allow this comment to go through? As long as you guys aren't calling me names and threatening each other, I really allow those comments to happen because, like I said, we have a yin and yang on here. Some people are strong believers in the NBA being fixed, and other people are not. As long as you know, let me tell you something. Sanchez is going to have a lot to say. So if you're ready to go rounds with him, you'll be at it all day. That's on you guys. Yeah, Simmons is a beast. I like the young Simmons. I think he's dope. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, Philly is the more Cinderella story than the Pacers. Nobody looked at the Pacers. Okay, what did the Pacers do last year? Did the Pacers go to the okay, did the Pacers go to the finals? They didn't go to the finals, but did they go to the playoffs last year? I think they did, didn't they? Pacers went to year before that. Did the Pacers go? I think they did. Well, yeah. Do you think LeBron leaving this year? Yes. What up, Jackson? Yes, I think LeBron's leaving this year. Yeah. I told you guys, if you're going to go at it with Sanchez, he loves this type of stuff. So be careful because you'll get in your emotions when it comes to dealing with him. But, yeah, I think LeBron's not – I think he's going to leave this year. And a lot of people are saying it doesn't make sense for LeBron to leave after he wins a ring. Well, it has nothing to do with making sense. It's not supposed to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to make sense to anyone. You know what I'm saying? But LeBron is a puppet. You know what I'm saying? He's a puppet. He goes where he's supposed to go. And that's just that. So, but a lot of people are speculating where they think he's going to go. Some people think he's going to go back to the Heat. I know he's not going to go back to the Heat. He's a cat. This is true. He is a cash cow. Yeah, big time. Hey man, I just don't go there, man. I say what I say and I keep rocking because I don't want it to get all up under my skin. But yeah, LeBron is a cash cow. You know, people are taking wagers on where he's going to go. A lot of people think he's going to end up in LA. I was like, nah, I think he's going to go to New York. But truthfully, if I was LeBron, I go to Philly. 33, 34 years old. I would go to Philly. You got a whole cadre of young guys out there who just made it into the playoffs. That's where I would go. Yeah. I wouldn't even play around. I would let people know that's where I'm going too. I'd let people know. I'd be like, yeah, as soon as this is all over, I'm going to Philly. LeBron is the only person in the league who can say he's going somewhere. Oh, I'm not sure who that's directed at. If that's directed at me or not. Because I definitely didn't say they didn't run the world. As a matter of fact, I strongly believe that there are a few influence that run the world, and Freemasonry is definitely one of them. Um, I'll tell you this quick story, like I told other people. When I was going to a recruiter in the Army back when I was 18 years old, I had a bunch of buttons on my jacket, and one of them was an eagle with some kind of whatever on it. And the recruiter was just like, I like your little pendant right there. And I was just like, which one? Because I had a bunch of them. And the recruiter was just like, what do you know about it? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But he basically was talking about it was a Masonic pen. So I took it off and threw it in the garbage right in front of him. So I know that those guys are heavily influenced in the military. I know that they're everywhere. So, I know you're not directing that at me, somebody who's, can, face to face with some of these people. I just don't, I don't mix it up with them. So I know there are a lot of influences that run this world, especially the Zionist Jews and all that other stuff. Now, if you guys want to start getting into some of that, we can do that on the chat too, because or you guys can just go look at a lot of my other videos where I get into the Zionist Jews, the real Jews, and all that other stuff. I thought we were just talking about basketball, but we can go there if you want to. Anyways, what was I talking about before that? Oh, LeBron James being a cash cow. Do not threaten anybody on here. I'll cut you off. I mean it. Yeah. So, LeBron is a cash cow. And, where the NBA goes, where LeBron goes, because so many eyeballs are on him. Yeah, all day. Yeah. So many eyeballs are on LeBron James. I mean, wherever he goes, so many people, I had a chance to meet him. I had a chance to meet him twice, actually. I saw him at two different places, just right in front of me. And I was just like, oh, there's LeBron James. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's a real cool guy. People think because I talk about him a lot that I hate on him. I'm just like, the man has a wife and 3 great kids. Like, why would I hate on somebody like that? You know what I mean? The guy is living his life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, definitely elite. The man's living his life, regardless of who's pulling the strings. He's still pulling down good money. You know what I'm saying? One of his houses is worth $13.5 million. That's just for one. You know what I'm saying? The guy is doing it big. He's doing it better than Tom Brady. I mean, I just can't hate on somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know what you guys think that this round is going to be. You think it's going to be Pacers winning 4, LeBron James and the Cavs with 3? Or you could think it's going to be the opposite? you. So once again, I'm sure you're not talking to me. Definitely. Yeah. Why they out here shooting people? Doing all kind of heinous stuff. Like I said, I was in the military, man. I'm telling you, the military is crazy. The stuff they do in the military is unreal. Why would you be sad? Cavs win next 3. I don't believe that. Give me the truth. But thank you for your opinion. I don't believe the next 3. Like it's what? The next 3 straight? You're 6'3", 230 pounds? Well, you're taller than I am. Yeah, give me the truth. I'm going to say, really? Were they, Michael S.? Were they bad again? Were they terrible again? What have the refs not been bad? Last year's finals? Game 5? Game 6? Terrible. Yeah, what have the refs not been bad? I think it's going to be definitely 4-3, but I say the Pacers win the next one. No, I think LeBron James and the Cavs will win the next game. Then I think the Pacers will win. They might win 2 games after that, and then I think it's over for them. It looked tough for LeBron. They're already saying that this one looks tough for LeBron. You know, they're saying that this one looks tough for LeBron. Golden State is getting tired. Golden State is not. Hi, everybody who joined. Golden State is Golden State is like watching a doggone play. Golden State is the worst team, but the best team in the league. They're the worst, flip-floppy, flopping all over the place. And, Pacers beat the hell out of Cleveland, too. They beat them 4. Well, now it's, during the regular season, 4-1. But Golden State is the flip-floppiest, flop-flipping, worst. Oh, my God. And I know they're doing it on purpose. Like, I know their coach and their coaching staff or whoever it is, I know they're telling Zaza and those guys, go out there and hack. They're telling Green to go out there and do it. I remember making videos about that last year. I'm like, Green is going to foul out. What happened? Green fouled out. For the record, you guys, really? What happened? You guys really with the beating each other up over basketball? Come on. They don't know nothing about GSW. GSW is I've never seen nothing like it. I've never seen players flop all over the floor and lay there, and there's nothing wrong with them, and they just lay there. The guy was laying. The guy that injured Steph Curry, came down on Curry's knee. Curry's limping. This guy's on the floor like this. He was like this. He just laid there. I was like, can somebody tell me what's wrong with this guy? He's watching his teammate limp around, and he took his own teammate out, and he's laying there like this. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I couldn't watch this trash. I don't know how y'all do it. Now, do I like to see somebody get slammed on all day? Do I? You know what? I think I'm going to hide some of these comments because I don't like what you guys are saying. I don't like. What up, Brian? What's happening? It is entertaining. I never said that it wasn't. I was like, listen, when you guys watch this, be entertained. Are you not entertained? You know? McGee is sloppy. Is he? Jackson. What up, Jackson? Klay Thompson is going to be the first one to leave Golden State. Why? Because he didn't get that much attention since KD joined. Klay Thompson openly said that he was not going to leave Golden State. Klay Thompson is one of the smartest people in the game. He plays for the best team in the league, win, lose, or draw. He doesn't ask for more money. He's like, I'm not going to ask for more money. And he told him that I want to stay right here. He said that he's happy right here. That his decisions have nothing to do with KD. Everybody knows KD's making $22.5 million a year. Everybody knows he has a $54 million contract. Klay is like, I don't care nothing about that. Because before KD was there, Klay was there. No, I think Klay is happy exactly where he is. Can he shine? They give him shine. Yeah. Well, but you got to understand, Curry getting shine and Klay getting shine is two different shines. Klay is the best fifth, sixth man in the game. I mean, he should get an award for what he does. This guy comes in and knocks down threes and goes and sit back down. He's one of the strongest guys off the bench. As a matter of fact, who is the sixth man? Who's the sixth man who plays for Golden State? Who is he? You know what I'm saying? Can anybody tell me who's the sixth man who plays for Golden State? He still have to prove he can win without Curry. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's supposed to happen. But like I said, nope. Like I said, he is. I mean, between him and who's that other Iguodala? Between him and Iguodala, yeah, Iggy. Between him and Iguodala, when they come off of that, no, Draymond Green is a starter. Draymond, I think the starting five is Steph, KD, Draymond, Zaza, and Klay. I think that's their starting five. And then you have Iguodala. I think Iguodala is the sixth man. But nonetheless, when he comes off the bench, now I can see Iggy going to the Spurs. I can see that. Yeah, that's the starting five, right, James? Yeah, I can see Iguodala going to the Spurs, but you can't tell me that Iguodala and Klay they're not matched up beautifully. I mean, they're paired so nice. They're paired so nice that when they come off the bench, you don't see any discrepancy within the game. You don't see them start sinking by 10 points, all of them because Iggy came into the game. You don't see their scores, start, evening out, dipping. Statistically, they're pretty much the same people, if you ask me, and that's why that's why it's beautiful, and that's the reason why they're a strong team. It's not so much that they have two great starters, well, three great starters and one hack and smack. It's the simple fact that they have a strong bench. They have the one thing that LeBron wants that he just can't seem to find because there's just not that many good players in the NBA. That's all that's to it. All this ass beating going on, and I have no idea why. I don't know who's beating whose ass. Just please don't nobody beat my ass. I'm too old for that. I'm way too old for that. I got a bad knee. Woo, knees kicking my ass. Sean Livingston is the sixth man? Oh, you must have looked it up. Okay. So Iguodala is the... That puts Iguodala where? All right, Sanchez. Behave yourself, bro. You guys are something else. Fighting's not going to get us anywhere. Not going to get us anywhere. And I'm six. Let's see, you're taller than me. I'm 6'2". I'm just fat, though. I'm 270 pounds. I'm fat. Oh, okay. I'm 270 pounds. I like to lift them weights, though. I like to get in the gym and get them weights. Put that 225 up over my head. Yeah, man. Free weights. 225. I seen a guy do that like 10 times. Do you believe this year is going to be set up like LeBron has drag when he plays? Okay. Do you believe? Okay, give me the truth. Do you believe that this year it's going to be set up like LeBron has to face all the powerhouse teams, but finds a way to make it through? Well, no. I understand what you're saying, but for LeBron to face all the powerhouse teams, I know. For LeBron to face all the powerhouse teams, he would have to, I mean, he's already struggling with the Pacers. But after he would face the Pacers, the other powerhouse team in the East, there's two of them. He would have to face the Sixers, who just recently beat him. And he would also have to face the Raptors, who we all know the Raptors are just going to fold like a deck chair. And he would have to face the Celtics. So one of those teams he's not going to face. That's three teams. He's not going to face one of those. One of those teams is going to be eliminated. So the Sixers, the Celtics, and the Raptors, one of them he just won't see. So it's not scheduled. It's not possibly scheduled. I don't believe that, but I believe that they were going to give him a headache. Truthfully, nobody can beat the Warriors at full health. Now people can beat the Warriors, but not at full health. Well, truthfully, the Celtics and Cleveland was, to me, that was the finals. You know, I mean, I would have rather watched those two teams than watch Golden State and Cleveland. So, yeah, Curry's hurt. Right. What up, King? I've been thinking Cavs Rocket. Yeah, we all think Cavs Rockets. But I'm starting to wonder if Sixers instead seem like and pass the torch to Simmons. But okay, well, when you pass the torch to somebody, that means somebody else has to let go of the torch. And LeBron James is not letting go of that torch for like the next 4 or 5 years or more. Next year, Pelicans will win it all. Wow. Okay, there you go. Who's that? Anthony David? So I can't see Simmons coming out of the East right now and trouncing LeBron. I can see Simmons and LeBron coming out of the East and trouncing Golden State as one team, the Sixers. Now that I can see, but I can't see LeBron staying in the East and all of a sudden this kid, the Sixers just come and stomp him. Yeah, OKC give Golden State a hard time this year. I don't know. I didn't see any of the games. I'm sorry. We'd have to go back and look at the schedule. Passing the torch is a bad example, but no, it was a good analysis. Ben Simmons is the new LeBron was. Okay, and I agree. He's young enough. He's starting to get a lot more fame. However, the problem is he's playing with a good team. But Curry is already established. Curry, I mean, what Curry's doing, Curry is never going to handle basketball the same way LeBron. For one, he's too small. I mean, that's for one. For two, he is not going to go and just slam on you all day and, hang his nuts over, like LeBron does. LeBron runs people over. Curry runs around people. It's just different. It's just not going to be the same. Your phone died? Okay. More facts for you, bro. Okay. That's between you and him, Iceberg. I have nothing to do with that. He's definitely not my boy. But that's the game. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to hype. You guys see the last video I did on the Sixers when they won? And then, all them people standing up and pointing and cheering and all the hype. I was being cynical, but the fact is, it's just nothing but hype. B. Roy, huh? I don't know who that is, but it's just not going to be that easy just to fill LeBron's shoes. What it's going to do is it's going to be like a duality type thing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be more than one person, and they're going to spread it out. But right now, nobody in a one-on-one, I mean, who are you going to take, LeBron James or KD? LeBron James or Steph Curry? Actually, Steph Curry would give LeBron James a headache because he's fast. He would stay on the outside. He would, run and gun. But nonetheless, when it comes to bringing a team up, see, Curry, when Curry's not on the court, his team is still looking like they can go to the finals and win. When KD is not on the court and they have Steph Curry, they still go to the championship. When LeBron's not on the court, that's it. Cleveland goes from the 5th best team in the league to the worst team in the league with one person gone. That's it. I just meant, if I'm telling, but I hear you. Great show. Well, thank you, Wilson. Now, I really don't know too much about Sam. I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he lives. I don't know. What up, Porter? I don't know anything about him, but I told you guys at the beginning when he came on, I was like, be careful. This dude will get under your skin because he does it to me, and it's my doggone show. He does it to me. So I know when to indulge him and when not to. When he says something that makes sense, I talk to him. When he doesn't, I just keep going. I'm going to say something about the Rockets game. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about him. I don't know nothing about any of you guys. I just know that he is the most active person on my channel. And when I say that, I mean that. And I've seen him get into the same type of thing with people over and over and over to where they're cursing each other out, calling each other's mother, this, that, and the third. So I already knew that one of you was going to fall for the okie doke. Get it? Yeah. I knew that one of you was going to fall right into his web because that's what he likes to do. You know what I'm saying? That's his shtick. That's his thing. I was like, hey, go for it. I don't, I'm 50 years old. I don't have the energy for all that back and forth. Because I go through it on my channel for other things, people saying stuff to me, and I'm just like, now I'm just like, you know what, go with God and block him. I don't want no smoke. I done had a couple guys threaten me. I done had a couple guys threaten me in the worst way. You know what? I don't know anything about the Bucks. I would have to look them up. Milwaukee, right? That's because I told him to cut it out because he knows me. He knows me. It got so bad one time I knew that, if those guys got together, it was going to be bad. So I was like, you guys either cut it out or I'm going to cut you out. I don't care if you subscribe or not. I'm not having that. So that's why I left. Anyways, I don't know anything about the Bucks. I'm sorry. They're young and hungry. That matters. The Sixers is young and hungry. They're the young and hungriest right now. They on that streak. Well, the streak just got broken because they lost, right? So the Sixers is young and hungry right now. They kicking booty and taking names. I like it. You think the Jazz can beat the Thunder? I think, you mean for the series? Yeah, that's what he does. That's exactly what he does. Bro, if you want to put that energy into it, that is completely on you. Yeah, I don't think that OKC is going to lose to them in the series, if that's what you're asking. The favorites in the series, I see the favorites winning in the series. I see the Sixers winning. I see Cleveland winning. I see Golden State winning. I see Russell Westbrook and his squad winning. And I don't know who's going to win out of the Trailblazers and that squad. But and I don't know if the Heat is going to win or not. But to me, the favorite, I see Houston definitely winning. And I see Houston going all the way and getting stopped by Cleveland. And when you look at the pattern of things, okay, take it easy, Wilson. Well, when you look at the pattern of things, when I look at just the pure pattern of things, I look at who's going to take who out in order, so Cleveland can fit right in there. Because to me, Cleveland can't beat the majority of these teams. On a straight up, no. But that's the playoffs. Yeah. everybody likes Houston. Everybody likes Houston. They like James Harden being the MVP. Houston is, pretty much they have a clear shot except for Golden State. So if Golden State falters, and everybody think Golden State can be beat in the first round, I'm like, what fun would that be? Don't beat Golden State in the first round. Have Golden State be taken out in the conference championship. Do that. That's more fun. You get more revenue out of that. You know what I'm saying? Have the Spurs go down. You know what I'm saying? Have I agree. Have the Spurs go down. Have Russell Westbrook put up a good fight, but of course he go down too. And then have the OKC. Or not OKC, but Golden State play Houston. Everybody wants to see that anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then, boom, bam, they come out of that because that's gonna be a great series. And then once they come out of that, Cleveland can be. Here's the thing, and I keep saying this because it's true. James Harden is really no good when it comes to the pressure. He's a big kid out there having fun and buying, fancy chains with all that money he has. He's just a big kid. He's not LeBron James. He's not as serious as LeBron James, if you ask me. He's having fun. He's a kid in the candy store. But see, that will hurt you in the playoffs. That will hurt you in the championship. Yeah, when it's all fake. Oh, yes, they can. That's who you're. Oh, Jordan, you're answering to Biggs. Oh, yes, they can. OKC actually had Houston's number this year, but Houston had Golden State's number this year. Okay. I can't see OKC. I'm sorry, you guys. Bet one of you guys yawn. I can't see OKC beating out Golden State and beating out Houston. Something Tommy Hahn. We knew what you were saying. I just can't see it. So, no, I can't see it. You guys think that Russell Westbrook is padding the stats. Russ. Unsweetened tea is so unappealing. Nobody can see that. You guys got to look at the narrative. Look at the story. Look at the story it would tell. Then look at the money. Yeah, he is. No, you had it right. I was looking at it like he's a superstar patter. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. Grammatically, that's wrong. Grammatically, that's wrong. But he's the Mr. And then he's got the nerve to be in denial. He's got the nerve. Russell Westbrook actually got the nerve to do interviews with the press and talk about how people are talking about him padding his stats when everybody can see you padding your stats. And why would you even bring more attention to it? It's like, oh, now we're going to watch the game so we can watch him pad his stats. And it does the same thing. His team blocks each other out so he can get the ball. And, you know why I think they're doing that? So they can placate him and say, you know what, you're not going to win a championship. However, you can have these accolades. You're never going to be a Dennis Rodman when it comes to getting the ball. But you can be Tracy McGrady. You're never going to win a championship. You're just not, Tracy. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. But you're a great player. You are so good, Tracy McGrady. You could have really been you could have got yourself about 4 or 5 rings. However, we just didn't want to give them to you. But you got these stats, but you can't have it all. That's it. Needed 16 rebounds to average a triple-double for the season. He was boxing out. 6'3". He's 6'3", boxing out Carmelo. Yeah, he's a superstar pattern. I can't say that. See him give anything less than. Now that's true. That's true. Okay, man in the clouds. But that is true. Russell Westbrook does go after the ball. He gets out there and he balls. That is true. See, him and James Harden are on the other side of the coin. So, or on two sides of one coin. James Harden doesn't go out there and hustle like crazy. He doesn't play defense. He really just doesn't. Like, you really see somebody go right past him and they got the ball in their hand. To me, he's the scariest player to go up against. Who? We're still talking about Russell Westbrook? The scariest player James Harden. Yeah, Russell. But the thing about Russell is he's always on. He just doesn't turn off. The scariest player to go up against, to me, is the ones who try to take you out of the game. Greens and Zaza and those guys. Those are the scariest players. But as far as points and as far as scoring on you, yeah, because you're going to have to be on 100% if you want to beat Russell. He's an energizer bunny, man. Yeah, he dropped that wife and, he's a little confused. Okay, well, how the Thunder Bulls looking? The Bulls? Jeez. The Bulls? Chicago? Yeah, Ortiz, it's not looking too good for the Bulls. Yeah, it's not looking too good for the Bulls, bro. But the Thunders look good, but the Bulls look good. Timber Bulls? You mean Timberwolves? Timberwolves. Well, OKC, I think they beat them a few games. I would look at Russell Westbrook like, bruh, are you done? I'm tired of chasing. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Because they got all those Bulls players. Nah, he was talking about the Timberwolves. I was like, the Bulls looking terrible. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, Russell Westbrook, yeah, he just, not unless you one of these new guys who got loads of energy, like, if you're Lonzo Ball, then yeah, Russell Westbrook is going to give you some problems. Because one thing Lonzo doesn't do, he doesn't play with a lot of passion. He just plays. He just plays. Do you think college sports are rigged? Absolutely. You haven't been on his channel too long, have you, Biggs? Yep, 3 years in a row, but he's padding the stats to do it. He's cheating. But, yeah, Biggs, I think college sports are definitely rigged. But I think college players are more passionate about the game because the game is more, to me, organized. And they know that they have potential to make a boatload of money once they get out. They're not going to do it, James. Once they get, like they know they're being scouted by the pros. You know what I'm saying? But to me, college ball is a scam and a sham because they're not paying these players. Excuse me, they may be paying them, but it's against NCAA rules. And if you do anything to show that you're getting monies from the college, then they go and do this big federal investigation like they did in Miami, like they recently just did to Rick Pitino. They did it to Golden State, and they're doing it to scores of colleges. And it's like, come on, federal investigation. You guys know what I think about what you guys know that they paid Cam Newton to go from a JUCO to go down there to Florida, and then all of a sudden he wins national championship. All of a sudden, you're just now learning about Reggie Bush and what they were doing for Reggie Bush, and then you got the nerve to go down to USC or USC, right? I think you got to go down there and then take down all of his memorabilia and I don't even say that right. Take all of the stuff down and just totally disgrace Reggie Bush as if he didn't get out there and give you guys a national championship. Like, that was real. He got out there, he played, but you gave him money, just like all these other players. It's like Jackson in Ohio State and that other kid who tried to sue the NFL in Ohio State, played football for him 2 years in a row, took him to national championships, won 2 national championships, and all of a sudden, you're tripping on the kid. When he came out and clearly said that he didn't even have to go to class. Tressel and all of them do that. Like, yeah, it's fixed. It's been fixed. Even one of those guys was on American Greed, the dude down there in Miami, who was, giving out all that money and stuff like it's mired. And and the thing about it's just so ugly because those kids, I did it myself, Man in the Clouds. Those kids who are playing college ball, a lot of them, okay, there's only a few who actually think that they can go into the NFL. When you're looking at the division, D1 through, I think, 3 or something like that, it's been D1 being the highest. When you're looking at somebody like, USC, when you're looking at Grambling and Ohio State, especially Ohio State, at one year they had 14 of their players go into the NFL. That's more than any other school that year in the country. So a lot of those kids, when they go and get into these schools, they aim for the schools with programs that will launch them into the NFL, the NBA, MLB, and things along that line. But then you have the group who play and they're just like, I know I'm not going to go to the pros. Like I know some guys who went and played in D1 and was like, I just knew I wasn't going to go to the pros. You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, I was working. Do you think that sports line? Yes. Yes. Some of those people are starting to be exposed now. Okay, so today I was, lifting weights with a guy who played for Ohio State. And he's 6'4". He's 260 pounds. And the guy's, he's still strong. You know what I'm saying? We were, putting up, we were putting up 315, bench pressing. We were, putting up 225 up over our heads. This guy was doing it like 6-7 times with ease. He's just a strong dude. He's 30 years old. All right. But he said while he was, there, he was, he had some issues. But nonetheless, he said he knew that Tressel knew he didn't want to play he didn't want to go to the pros. He just didn't want to. And eventually he left the team. He walked off the Ohio State team. He's just like, and Tressel was trying to push him in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So there are some kids who just go into it and they realize it's just not for them. You know what I'm saying? I had a chance to go to Penn State. I got a letter to Penn State, and I got another. Okay. I got a letter to go to Penn State. I didn't go. Some guys I played high school with, and all right, Detroit. Some guys I played high school with and middle school with, they ended up going to Penn State. I also got a letter to go to Slippery Rock, and that was all for football. As far as swimming and track is concerned, everybody knows track is fixed. But track is not fixed in the point where it's openly known that this person is going to lose. When we see track, we don't go, oh yeah, Lance Armstrong, come on now. When we see track, we don't go, I know English Gardner is going to lose today. All day. That's why I watch it, especially college. You don't look at Francine McCrory. You don't look at Allison Felix and going, yeah, Allison Felix is going to lose in the Olympics against Shawnee Miller running a 400. Yeah, he was 100. But nonetheless, I mean, he was poor as a joke after he, did all that. But Allison Felix is going to lose to Shawnee Miller, and Shawnee Miller is going to beat her in the 400, but she's going to dive across the finish line to beat her. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Like those things, like, what I'm saying, Allison Felix in the 200 going to defend her title in the 200 was injured during that year, didn't do any speed work, but when it came to the trials to see who was going to the Olympics, she got beat by Lalova. Some chick in the 200 beat her out. Like some chick that was not going to be in the finals in the 200 beat her because she dove again over the same year. Same thing happened. And then when she gets to the Olympics, she loses in the 400 because another chick dove and beat her in the 400. Like those things. Yeah, man. Thanks, Ortiz. But I watch those events. But as far as where the fix comes when it comes to track and field is the whole doping thing. Now, some discrepancy with the doping. Carl Lewis says pretty much everybody was doing it. He said when they went after Ben Johnson and just disgraced Ben Johnson, it was like, why would you pick on Ben Johnson? You know what I'm saying? When everybody was doing it. Linford Christie won the 100 meters in the Olympics. And when they went to interview Linford Christie about it, years later, 20 years later, he didn't want to talk about it. Go back and look at Linford Christie, and you can't tell me that dude wasn't doing something. He looked like a football player, especially when you go back and look when he first started and he didn't want to leave. They almost had to call the cops to come get Linford because he's big as heck. He's still a big person. I mean, but when he took his shirt off, Linford Christie was yoked. He was just like crazy. How much? Yeah, nobody cares about him doping. But when you look at, I mean, they was all doing it. You can't tell me Maurice Green wasn't doing it. Yeah. Yeah, you can't tell me Maurice Green wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And Maurice Green's greatest rival was his teammate. You know what I'm saying? And they both came out of the same tribe. They both came. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Absolutely. No doubt in my military mind that FloJo was doping. Why wouldn't he? Yeah, why wouldn't he do it? Who grew an extra inch? James? Yes, she was. She was borderline faster. I'll put it to you like this. When you watch the Olympic trials, when you watch the Olympic trials, even the last Olympic trials, you look at the men. I grew in it. Oh, well, thanks, bro. When you look at the men in the Olympic trials, the average time is, and I'm talking about who's qualifying for the 100, the average times are like in between 10.5 and 9.99. No, and 10 flat. Yeah. So when you're looking at a man who's coming in and running a 10.5, a 10, 3, and then you think FloJo could either beat this joker or run right next to him. She was that quick. Like when you saw the race, when she ran that fast, she ran against at that time, arguably the second fastest woman, who was Gail Devers. Yeah, 4.9 actually. She ran against Gail Devers, who was a hurdler champion and a 100-meter champion. And then she ran against Marion Ottey, who was ridiculously fast. Marion Ottey was that chick. She ran against a couple German chicks who were just crazy, or Russians who were just crazy with it. And she ran against shoot, I could see her, but I forgot her name. Two other chicks that were just, from Jamaica. Marion Ottey was that chick, and she was doing it at 36. Marion Ottey, that was my girl. Yeah. Fatima, yeah. And she was, that was my girl. But Marion Ottey, man, when she kicked it in after 60 yards, yeah. I mean, her speed, she took, FloJo made all of them look like they were standing still. She just pulled away from it. This is what the field did. This is FloJo. This is everybody else. And they're all running at top speed. Top speed. 10.7. 10.72. There's only one other person who's ran in the 10.6s. Okay? And she did it twice. She ran a 10.67 and a 10.64. All right? And that's what's her name? Carmelita Jeter. Who's built like a damn man. You know what I'm saying? That's Carmelita Jeter. Every other woman who's ever been fast has ran into the 10.7s. No, bro. No. I've been all right. Boy, what's going on? Shoot, baby. Hanging in there? Nah, bro. Some of those. Who was the tranny? I mean, when you look at VCB, Veronica Campbell-Brown, and just look at the Jamaican female team, period. Little pocket rocket chick and how she was blowing people out at the start. I'll take it. And that's exactly what's going to happen, Jordan. I mean, you look at VCB was from Jamaica. The whole Jamaica team. VCB still runs right now. She still qualifies in 100 and the 200. Right now, she's been at like 4 Olympics. She's ridiculous. But yeah, she was pretty. She died shortly after, man. She had some, her and Al Joyner. Al Joyner was a long distance, he was a long jumper or something like that. Yeah, he's going to be the miracle. Most definitely. But as far as swimming is concerned, And Ryan Lochte with his goofy. Ryan Lochte is one of the strangest people in the world. He made up that whole story that he got robbed. Some guy robbed him at gunpoint during the Olympics. Well, they're going to have to do something because in the not the pin relays, but what they just ran, the Jamaicans looked terrible, and Usain Bolt said he might be coming back, but I don't think Usain Bolt should come back. I think he should stay right where he's at. But Ryan Lochte made up a whole story that he got attacked, and none of it was true. He never got attacked; it was all a lie. But I don't think Usain Bolt should come back, even though he can't. I mean, he can still run at top speed, but I don't think his top speed is just going to matter. He's the only one who has the 100, who's beaten the 100 3 times in a row, 3 Olympic times in a row. But that last race and championships, you can tell he's slowing down. And he's still fast, though. I mean, I think he can still go 9-8 if he wants to. But when everybody, bro, had to score nearly all points, and then he can't get any rest. Yeah, LeBron, this is true. He scored 61 points in one of these games, and he scored the first 13 points. I mean, he's ridiculous. But Usain Bolt, everybody wanted to know, can he go 18 seconds, 18.99 in the 200, and then they got disappointed because he did. Well, actually, he's gonna be playing cricket. He's always wanted to be a cricketer. The thing about Usain Bolt is he was given that talent, and he never wanted to be a sprinter. He just never really wanted to do it, but he was fast since he was a kid. He just never really wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? How's LeBron James going to win it all when all the other Cavs players can't score? This is true because in the first game, LeBron James outscored his own players by 1 collectively. Wait, what? Our collective effort did not outscore you? Yeah, it's bad. He wanted to play football. Yeah, he wanted to play soccer. He wanted to play cricket and he wanted to play soccer. I just bet running from it. Actually, he was a good kid. LeBron James not LeBron James. Usain Bolt was a good kid. He was born in a very woodsy area of Jamaica, green everywhere, and he ate a lot of yams. And this is true, Edward, they can't. And his mother said he had a lot of energy. But he was always interested in football. That was his interest until his dad was like, going out there and run track, because his dad had some speed when he was young. And Usain Bolt didn't want to run 100. He was a 200-meter specialist. And as a kid, he was running in the low 20s. And then his coach kind of pushed him into the 100 and said, go ahead and run 100. He was getting his ass beat in 100. But once his muscles developed, it was all over. Yeah, it was green everywhere, man. I don't know about that, but it is Jamaica. So, okay, Wagwan. Yeah, so he was like the yams, So the mom didn't know what to do with him, but he wasn't catching L's, because the father, was like, let's just do this. And so they started putting that energy into something, and next thing you know. Well, let me tell you guys something about that. For one, they already had that theory, and Bolt would suck at wide receiver position. He wouldn't be a Randy Moss. That's a different type of coordination. I played with a guy who was the fastest in the country when I was in high school. Yeah, he would. And this guy's name was James Law. And you guys can look him up. I don't know if you'll find him, but he ran a 10.29 on gravel. This is a gravel track. That's how fast he was. 10.29 on a gravel track. That's yeah, it's different. Yeah, just to get you guys into the mind state of what a gravel track does. I ran a average 56-second 400 on a gravel track. When I hit a regular track, I averaged 53-54. He ran a 10.29 on a gravel track with spikes this long. You have to have that. He was that fast. He could run so he could. This is what James Law would do to his competitors. He would line up on the track and he would look at you and he'd start talking to you. And one time he did it in the qualifiers meet because there was this kid who was faster. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look it up because that's what I was running. I'm old. Like I said, I'm 50. We ran on gravel tracks, gravel and regular tracks, but most of the time, gravel tracks. All right. He ran out of Rochester and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Beaver Falls, Rochester. That's who he ran for. I ran for New Brighton. You know what I'm saying? But so a little thing about him is his cousin's name was Mondell. He's no longer living. But his cousin one time, we went to Geneva College. The coach took Mondell and me to, or Mondell and I to Geneva College just to run on their very hard and uncomfortable track. So we were doing sprints, and I was a senior. Mondell was in the 10th grade. So, I already knew that I could beat Mondell in sprints. So I wasn't sprinting too hard. And then one time he just passed me right up. And I was just like, wait a minute, let me actually run the next time. And the next time I ran my hardest and Mondell went right past me. This kid's X factor kicked in that day. The same thing happened to his cousin, James Law. He wasn't a sprinter. He wasn't even that fast. And then one day, it all kicked in at once. Like one day, this kid went from a no-name to the fastest kid in the country. One day. It just, bam, he went right into the 11s and then right into the low 10s. But they tried to give him a football, and it was embarrassing. They looked terrible. They played against us in football. We trounced that dude. He had no moves because to accelerate in the 100, you're concentrating on one linear projection. But when it comes to football, the concentrating on getting the ball and then to accelerate is just so much different. Like, he kicked my ass in the 100 and in the 400. I was no competition. But when we lined up across that line of football, he was all mine. It's just like, we know that you can get to the outside. If you can get to the outside. And during that time, I had broke a record for the most consecutive hits in one game. I was playing nose guard. So it was hard to get around me because I was quick for the first couple movements, and the hiker would go this way and I would go this way and be in the backfield. Cause some random bad and check offer her. So if he wins, not sure what you're talking about. So there is a huge difference in football and track, although there are some guys who mastered, track and then come in and play good in college football and run track. RG3 was a prime example of that. He did good in both sports all the way up until, he got his bell rung playing for the Redskins, and then they put him on Cleveland. But now he's back. He's going to be playing for somebody else. I like when your girl gets not even sure what's going on there. But yeah, so anyways, so yeah, I believe, pretty much all sports are fixed. They didn't allow any other Russians to compete in the last Olympics because they found out a large majority of them were taking PEDs. But nonetheless, they allowed Justin Gatlin to participate. The man is 36 years old and he can jog a 990. Justin freaking Gatlin. It did go over my head, so I just let it go. I mean, Justin Gatlin, this dude in the Olympic trials, I mean, it was just ridiculous how fast he came out. It's just trial. He jogged 9.95. It's just like, wait, what? How'd you just jog that and you're 36 years old? But okay. But Justin Gatlin was caught twice doping. Twice. But he's still allowed to compete. But people in Russia was caught once doping and they're totally gone. Marion Jones, doping. Totally wiped out. I mean, she went to jail for doping. She did 6 months. Okay? Marion Jones did 6 freaking months. Who's doing that? Like, heck yeah, trackers, man, yeah. That's crazy. They put her in prison because she lied to federal agents. Yeah. I mean, look at some of these chicks' bodies. Go and look at Bartoletta. Bartoletta is a female runner, runs for, she's a sprinter. Look at her body. I ain't saying she's using. I'm saying just look at Bartoletta's body. It's ridiculous. I mean, she looks good. Okay, look at Allyson Felix's body and then look at Bartoletta. You'll be like, Bartoletta's got traps. Okay? And they run the same race, but she looks just, or look at Perry, who runs a 60. She's one of the fastest people in the world who runs a 60, Barbara Perry. Just look at how she's built, like, or that chick from the Netherlands, that white chick from the Netherlands who's the second fastest to 800. No, she's Skippers, Daphne Skippers. She has the second fastest 200 time ever. Yeah, but I'm just saying, some of these chicks are just, Akabari, and look at that. She's from Jamaica. Just look at how they're built. It's like, geez, like I wouldn't mess with none of you girls. I mean, Carmelita Jeter looks like a football player. She really, really does. She's 36 years old and still killing it. She looks like a freaking football player. She's the only other woman that runs in the sixes, in the 10.6s. She ran a 10.64. That's flying. She ran a 10.64 and a 10.67. That's just consecutively. That's just, there's no other woman on earth who's ran that fast. And the only other person is dead. Like, nah, you can't tell me that something ain't going on. The person who got tested a lot was Usain Bolt. And it was a big thing between him and Carl Lewis. This is why Usain Bolt has no respect for Carl Lewis at all. And he told him, it's like, I don't respect you whatsoever. One of the most decorated Olympians ever. He told him point blank, because Carl Lewis says, if you're running that fast, he said, if you're running under 9.8, then you're using. And he was directing that towards Usain Bolt because he had just ran a 9.58 in the 100. That was unheard of. And he did it with the most terrible form and a bad start and all that. And he ran listen, when he hit 60 yards, the race was over. He beat Tyson Gay, who was doping. Tyson Gay was using PEDs to get him to run a 9.71, and he came in a distant last at 9.71. There's only 2 other people who've ever ran that quick, and he got beat by 3 strides. No. This is why Carl Lewis was just like, you're using drugs. And he was just like, well, you can go ahead and test me. He said, I get tested. He said, I could probably get tested more than anybody. And then turn around and run a 9. It turned around and run a 200. And during the same, in the Olympics, I know, just think about that. Usain Bolt was like, I could test it more than anybody. Turn around and ran a 19:19 in the 200. He said, my race was sloppy, but it was fast. You ran a 19:19 in the freaking 200. When he crossed the line and he laid down, he didn't want to get up. He was so tired. Even when he was doing his interview, he was completely exhausted. And he ran a race rocking back and forth and all this. Bunch of wasted energy. It didn't matter. He was blazing the hell out of that track. Unstoppable. I mean, come on. He left Sean Crawford, who is a national champion, and every other person, he just left them at the bend. Look, so one of the greatest straight runners after the bend is an American runner. And he still runs now. His fastest time was a 1957, I think. Yeah, 1957. I forgot his name, light-skinned dude. He couldn't do nothing with Usain. Once Usain came off that bend, it was lights out. Him and all his skill couldn't do anything with him. Like, and then turn around and ran, after that, ran a 19:30 and a 19:32. He's ran under 19:5 like 6 consecutive times. I don't know what he was drinking, but all I know is Usain Bolt is ridiculously fast. I mean, he can jog a 20-second 200, literally, and start jogging right after the turn. Go look at the Olympic trials in 2012. And look what he did to the field that he was running up against. And then he jogged a 20, jogged. He was jogging at 110 yards into it. He was just jogging. And everybody else he was just like this. And he wanted to let you know how fast he was. He was looking at people and making sure nobody passed him. So he was just like, boom, 20 seconds. Even the announcer said, what is he doing? He's like, this is the Olympics. He's not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to jog 20 seconds in the qualifiers. He just made everybody look stupid. There's only one person who's ever ran anywhere close to that, and that's one of his workout partners, who is Blake. He ran a 19:26. Stunned everyone. 19, never done it again, but he ran a 19:26. So in the Olympics, it was the Jamaicans, 1, 2, 3. It was Blake, it was Usain Bolt, Blake, and Warren Weir. They won it 1, 2, 3. Nobody else could touch it. A 19:26, just flying. But they're jogging 20 seconds. Jogging it like it's nothing. Look, I don't know if they're doping, but I know Asafa Powell, who's also a Jamaican, Asafa Powell got caught doping. He's like, I would never cheat on anyone. It was like, you just got caught doping, Asafa Powell. And Tyson Gay got caught doping. And during the 2012 Olympics, in the men's 4x1, I forgot his name. One of the Jamaicans who was on Usain Bolt's squad got caught doping, and they took all their medals away. He didn't get caught till like 5 years later, but they was like, yeah, this guy was doping, so we're taking all of your medals. So one of Usain Bolt's medals got taken away. And they broke a record. that year. They broke the record, but they found out that he was doping. So they took all of their golds from him. That sucked out loud. I sucked really bad. So, yeah, they're all doing it. I mean, yeah, you remember that? Look at, I'll tell you who's some interesting people. Look at Bartoletta. She's an interesting person to watch, especially her running style. And look at when she raced against to get into the Olympics in the 2016 Olympics. They had a qualifier meet just to go to the Olympics, which I'm not even sure if she actually ran the 100 in the Olympics. Both still talking about it. Yeah, because it hurts. It's a gold medal. So if you look at Bartoletta racing against Tori Bowie, and the girl who won was English Gardner. They ran the 7th fastest times ever, and they did it in one race. All 3 girls came in at 7:4 was the winning time, so it was like 7:4, 7:5, and like 7:6. And you should see that race. Like they collided at the end of the race because they ran into each other. Because, there's a bend right there. But when you're going at that speed and you try to slow down, somebody is still motoring, and then you start going this way, and they actually had to hold on to each other and slow down together. It was a phenomenal race. It was the 7th fastest race ever in female history. But when you're running in the 7s, 10.7, yeah. I mean, they were just running that damn fast. It was a phenomenal race. But English Gardner qualified, even though she was hurt. She qualified for the Olympics with a phenomenal time that could have won the Olympics, got into the Olympics and did nothing. Just totally had a bad start. I don't know what place she even came in. There was just nothing there. But, it just goes to show, what I'm saying? Like, Tori Bowie has blown the field away on several occasions. She's beat Daphne Skippers in the 100 and in the 200 on a couple occasions. But Tori Bowie is more of a consistent runner than I think the majority of women out there. Like, you can count on Tori to show up. So when it comes to the 100. Well, I see everybody is booking it on out of here, so I guess we're finished here. But I enjoy talking sports with you guys, hanging out with the old guy. We will. Yeah, I think everybody is. But thank you guys for stopping by, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, bless up. Take it easy. I'm out. God bless you.